Hi everyone, so today I have a sponsor video for you from Tonic Studios for their new fantastic Ferris wheel project. I would say gift box. It has several different little areas you're going to be able to fill with treats and things. So we're going to get right to this one. So they did send these items free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. Any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. Just looking at the size of this, just like this die right here, it's going to be a sizable piece. I don't know if you've seen the previews or now that it's launched any of the other videos, but you might want to go ahead and check those out just to see all the different colorways and how cute this is. I mean, I'm super looking forward to it. We're going to create the project itself today, so let me move this guy over here. I do get samples, so yours will be, you know, it'll have this carrier, but it will have a magnetic sheet in a pouch with some info that's printed really nicely, of course. A really nice set. It looks something like this, but larger and really well done. On the inside there will be instructions also, so hopefully you can see the little, like, I guess carriages or little baskets that are in the Ferris wheel are super cute. And I know this is like kind of in the background so you don't see it as clearly, but you have your Ferris wheel. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's so cute. So it does repeat. If you can see, hopefully you can kind of tell. So I'm sorry. So hopefully you can see it has like segments of the Ferris wheel. So there are 6 segments and then 6 baskets. And here you can see in here, there's like a secondary and tertiary, I guess, detail. You can definitely do that today. I'm just going to do the basic, you know, decorating of the little baskets and things, and this outer piece that's going to be all pretty like that. But there are other dies that you back up behind. So hopefully what you can see is these guys here. So it's these 2 that do that decorative detail, and these 2. And maybe you can tell like one is a little thinner than the other as far as the cuts, you know, how this is going to be a smaller die cut as far as the thickness of the lines. This one's a little bit thicker. They layer over each other and then they would nestle in here. So if you want that to look like kind of kaleidoscoping, like you have that extra detail, it would then nestle in there behind the die cut. Okay, same thing with these guys. This one makes like a little daintier die cut. This one's a little bit thicker, and then they both nestle and glue in behind here. So you can do just this one part, you can do just this top part, you can do both parts, you can do none, however it is that you want to decorate it, you know, according to the time and what it is that you want to do. So we do have those pieces. I don't remember where they came from, but I'll try to pop them on here. I did want to point those out. They're really pretty, and again, just an extra detail, right? So let me give you some sizing really quickly. This big guy, this larger one is what holds up your Ferris wheel here. Sorry about that. So yeah, so it's a really nice size. I'm just so excited to see how this looks in real life, because I'm sure it's just gonna be really nice and sizable. So this die, from metal to very base metal, looks like it's just over 7 inches, and at the width, and this is the largest die, metal to metal edge, it's like 5 1/4. So you can imagine, I mean, this part right here is 6.5 inches tall already there. So really nice and sizable. And then we have our little baskets and all these different things. So the instructions will show you essentially what you're going to need. It does turn and all that fun stuff, so we will definitely get that going when we get to that part. But we have all these pieces. Essentially, these are your main pieces, right? You have this that makes like your segments. You have the little baskets that hang in there. There's detail to help finish it off, so it's always, like with Tonic, everything's always finished off really nicely. This is what makes the little like, I was gonna say spools or pegs to hold the baskets. I don't know if you can see it kind of right in here. And then your little basket has different ways to being decorated. You have these little decorative pieces, hearts and things, and then of course the baskets themselves have inlays and topper pieces, or however you want to work that. Even this outer piece has obviously the main piece, but then you have this matte layer that also has an inlay if you want to use it that way. Again, this one here, we talked about all these different pieces. You can definitely just use this guy and put it on the back, you know, if that's you want to do a second color, so it's not just a dainty see-through kind of thing. There's just lots of ways to play this up. So again, more decorative items, and then the little basket. This one might be the one, we'll see when we get to it, but you see these 2 are the same. They make like a little square kind of box that holds your basket. So, and then you need one that is this guy that holds the whole thing so you can spin it, which I'm assuming is the larger one. Okay, so let's, what I'm gonna do is grab some paper and we'll just dive right in. So I'm gonna grab some really fun colors. I think I will make it white, just because, you know, whenever Miranda goes and does like Ferris wheel or carousel type things, it seems like they're always painted white Maybe pearlescent white would be really fun too, right? And then some colors for our baskets and other things. But for right now, let's get going with these guys. I'm going to grab some of the instructions and I'll be right back. The way I'll do this video is I'm going to do, you know, the segments first, the baskets, and then the large portion that goes down here. So I know we have different pieces. Right now I'm going to focus on just certain ones. So let me also get this piece because I think I will use that. I talked about that decorative kind of inlay if you wanted to do that look. These guys, it's in there. It's not an inlay. It's just that's how it is. So you need 24 of these. I know that sounds like a lot, but there are 6 segments and you're double siding them so it looks really nice on the, you know, as you're looking at it from the outside and from the inside. So 24. And I grabbed the sturdiest white paper, you know, that I have. And since, you know, I'll probably just run these through, but if you wanted to make room for other things, so you can run things at the same time, you could definitely do that. Maybe I would cut like a strip like this. That way I can come in and do different things on that same strip. But however you want to work that out. So we need 24 of that guy. And we need 6 of these. This is that inner piece that I told you if you want to use this or like the other inlays that kind of back it up. So I'm going to do 6 of this bright pink. Okay. And I'm just choosing that. I don't believe that's on the instruction, but that's because that's how I'm choosing to fill this part in. So 6 of this bright pink. And then I'm going to go ahead, you know, I probably should focus on that, but since like I said, if I'm running them through and I see that I have space, I'm going to cut some baskets too. So we need, I believe, 12 of these guys because it's going to take 2 of them to make one of the little carriages or however. So 12 of this, and I'm going to cut that from purple paper, okay? So I'm going to just start running through and I'll be back. So I have my 12 carriage pieces cut, so 2 for each little carriage. I have 24 of these guys cut, and again the inlay is already there, the die just runs through, and so I have 24 of these, and you're basically pairing them up like this, right? So that you have a nice front and a nice back. Actually what you're looking at right here is 12 of them, and I'll talk to you in just a moment why that is, but I'll put those to the side. And then I have 6 centers, but you're gonna need 12 total, right? And I'm using these centers. Again, you can use those pretty layering pieces. If you want, you can use them in conjunction with each other, however you like. But I do have 6 here because initially I had a little boo-boo, and I'm just going to kind of back up a little bit here. I had put these 6 together, and then I went ahead and glued them front and back, and you're not supposed to do that until another step. So I'll show you what that looks like, and it's very pretty. But as to not waste this, I'm still going to use it. I'm not going to show it again right here. I'm going to cut that part out, so hopefully the edit isn't too horrible. But what I'm going to do is I'm still going to use this. I'm just going to open it up as much as I can to try to get into that space so we can put our little rods, okay? So not doing this, what I showed you guys earlier. I just glued it together and then glued it together completely, and I was like, oh no, I'm not supposed to do that yet. So we'll put these guys to the side. I'm going to show you again. So again, you're going to need 12 middles if you want to use these middle parts. Of course, I can show it to you now that I have a sample. You can't see through that, right? So if you want it to see through and you want it to look nice and gossamer, then just don't use any of the middle pieces, or maybe use some of the other decorative pieces, however it is, right? So we have those guys. So what we're going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I need 6 of these. And we're going to put those guys together. Actually, let me switch these out with these 2. Okay. And so what we're going to do is make like a little fan, right? Like a circle. So we have these glue tabs. We are not scoring those glue tabs, so we don't want to score them. They're just there as a guide. And so 6 of these guys we're just going to put together. So again, right on that very score line, I'm looking at the center, I'm looking at the very top just to see that it's nice and good to go. And pretty much right on the score line. So later on, hopefully you won't be confused by my having this guy ready to go and the way it's done. I'm just going to use it, like I said, I don't want to waste my paper, and I can still make it work, so no big deal. Okay, next piece of glue tab there, and then we'll put this guy on here. And again, just lining up the top, lining along that score line at the base. So this is super simple. Honestly, the disc I showed you guys, it came together so fast. So I think the most time you spend is probably the die cutting, right? Since we have to get 24 of this guy. That, and then this guy, and then the last tab. Oh. Well, hold on too quickly there. Okay, and on this one we're putting glue here, but we're also putting glue on this tab because we're going to tuck it under, right? So we can get this guy tucked underneath. And then this one up over here, and again, just splitting the difference. Make sure my circle is nice. Ready to go. Bring that in just a little bit. And bring that one in. Okay, and then like I said, I cut centers. So all we're going to do with those guys is just turn this over and place them in. So I have these little wedges. If you want to use the little decorative pieces, you're going to glue them together first. I'll show you what that looks like. So if you're using the decorative pieces, you have the skinny part, and then like I showed you at the beginning, and then the thicker die cut. So you're going to layer the skinnier one over the thicker one, and then pop those, you know, whichever ones you're using, and then pop them behind, just like I'm doing here, but I'm using a wedge instead of the individual pieces. And we're just going to put some glue like in here, and I'm not being super picky with it. I'm just putting glue in the larger areas and wherever I think is like most important, so like there, and then I'll take my little slice and I'll place that down. So basically, well, I kind of got ahead of myself again. We're making four of these circular fans or circles, and then on two sides, if you want, you're going to add this, because in the next one, when I put this one together, I'm just going to layer it on top of this. So I'll get these guys together. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off, putting my little pieces in. And so on the one side you see it really nice and pretty, and I'll get the other 6 put together in a circle, and I'll be right back. So when you are done with all 24 wedges, you're going to have 2 that look like this, right, with the pink or whatever color center obviously that you're using, or no center, and then you're going to have 2 that are like this, just this way, and then we're going to put them together after we put in our little rods that carry our carriages. Okay, so I'm gonna put that to the side. And as far as the carriages, we have 12 cut out here, and I just did the purple, and I'm just going to simply score them. If you want to decorate them first, of course you can always do that. Let me get this all scored, and you just need 2 for each carriage, so that's why you need 12. And we're gonna layer them up, glue them together at the base, nice and sturdy. And then whatever matte layers, if you want the matte layer plus the inlay, just the matte layer, if you're using like maybe some pattern paper, whatever it is that you want to do. Be very cute. We're just going to put the glue, put this one here. And I always put them just inside the score line so that the score line's not being impeded by the paper that we just brought in. And glue here while I'm holding it. And I don't know if you can see, it is a little bit like off to one side there, so when you bring this guy up, just, you know, make sure you're lining that up. You're not pitching it like straight up and down. It's kind of out a little bit. I don't know how to explain that. So we have that one, and then this guy over here, and when I come back I will have 6 of these put together. So those are little carriages, and we'll decorate them in a minute. We're going to finish up like these the circular parts, and then of course we'll make our base and all that. So I'll put a little glue here, a little glue on this tab, and there's our little carriage. So cute. All my little carriages, they are so cute. And then we have our pieces, and there's gonna be a bit of a rough edit here because again, I glued this together. I wasn't supposed to glue it together yet, but this is what we should have. You should have 2 like this. If you're gonna decorate the inside, you're gonna put the decorations on one of them, but you should have 2 like that, right? So each side of the Ferris wheel, so this side and this side, you need a side that's going to have decorative, and then the topper side, that side that's going to cover that part up, right? So you should have 2 of these if you're going to decorate them, you know, with decoration, and then 2 that are just like this that are going to help you cover that up once we put everything together, right? So rough edit. Right now I'm going to show you how to make the little bars that we're going to put across here, and that's going to go right now. The time that I have here right now, what I'm going to do is make the little bars that go across. So you're going to need 6 of the smaller one, and when you're done to put this on your, you know, the base, this base piece, you're going to need 1 of this larger one. So for right now I'm going to cut out 6 of these just out of white paper. That way it just coordinates with the edging of what I have going on there, and I'll be right back. Off a piece of paper that was like A2 size, so I just cut it about 3.5 inches, I would say. I have some extra, and if you just layer them this way, it all cut on that 8.25 inch side. So we have the 6, and basically it looks something like this, and you see all those score lines. So what we're gonna do is just score this little guy, and I'm just gonna follow along. I can use my Surface here to help me out with that. Let me move these guys. And if you want to score it, you know, go for it. You have 1, and then to like every 1/4 inch or so. Just like that, right? So it's gonna make like a little square here. And then these guys are gonna actually glue out. So when you put this on here, you know, you're gonna pop it through whatever side, and then you're going to put the glue so that these flare out. So you don't have to take the time right now to do that because you're gonna push it in there. If you flare out now, you get to put them back together and then put them in and then flare out again. So I will just leave them kind of tucked in. And on all 6 of these, we are going to just put our little glue, make it into a little square. And I mean, you can actually flatten it out if you want so that you can actually make good contact. And just open it up after a little bit just to make sure that it's not glued shut, right? So there, that looks pretty good. And I'll do that with all 6, and I'll be right back. Hey guys, so that's what these little guys look like. So cute. And I just did them all flat, and I was watching TV, just sat there and kind of, you know, scored them and did the glue flat, and that's perfect. So what we're going to do is go ahead and glue some of them in, okay? So that's what they're showing you here. Again, step 2 is telling you just to make the 4 circles. I don't know why I keep wanting to call them fans. And then down here, you're going to glue them together. So, okay, excuse me guys. So I was just looking at them and I want to make it very clear. So for right now, we are going to work on one side. You're not going to cap it with the other side until you are done with your carriages, because you're going to obviously have to string your carriages on. They are talking about it here, but you're not actually going to do that here, okay? So we're putting one side together. And then we'll do our carriages, which we already have ours made. We're going to decorate them in this point instead of number 8 being putting them together. I'm going to number 8 do my decorations. And then you're going to cover it up with the other side, which again, I did a boo-boo. I'm going to work on that. I'm still going to use it. It's just going to look, you know, it's going to take a different work for me to make that work. But otherwise, you do exactly the same thing. So it's telling you to take your 2 remaining undecorated wheels. But at this point, you're not really just taking both of them. You're taking one of the undecorated wheels. That's this guy. And we're gonna put these guys through. So there definitely is a side that's obviously rough. It has the glue tabs, right? And then the prettier side, okay? So what you're gonna do is take these guys and you're going to bring it through here, and we're gonna glue them, excuse me, and we're gonna glue them in. So basically like this. So again, this is the nice side that, you know, obviously glue tabs on this back side. So when we push this through, we're going to put glue on those little tabs. So, and we're just going to do this all around, and when we're done, we're going to cover this side with a pretty guy. Okay, so then the glue tabs are going to basically be buried in there. And earlier I put mine together and I was like, oh no! So it does come with little circles, dies that are going to help you cover the outside, but it's not big enough for that. So I put the glue here instead of on the tabs. You know, you can do whatever you like. Basically, you're going to do that and then just open up your tabs. And for each one, I'm just going to give it a minute. I'm just going to I'm holding the tab flat. Hopefully you can kind of see against there. Okay, so that's all I'm doing here. And I suppose if you want to use your table or another surface, you can definitely do that and push against the back. That way you know it's really touching. And I think it was easiest putting the glue like I did around the circle, but you know, do whatever you like. So again, we are coming in on the nicer side, going through to the side that we're going to want to cover with all those glue tabs, all right? So the next one, and we're just going to do this all around. I'm going to open this up, pop it through here. Suppose. And I'm just doing this because I'm going to hold a couple down at the same time. You see how this one kind of opened up on me? Also, it's going to be sandwich, so I'm not going to freak out too much as far as that. So let's open these guys up. And again, if you want to put it down to give you some pressure, you can do that. And I'll just do 2 at a time. And I will keep working. So after I do this, I'm going to go to the next one, the next one, the next one. Same thing. In here, open it up, in here, open it up in the back, in here, open it up in the back. Okay, I'll be back when I have all 6 pegs. It's like one of those cake, like, level kind of things. You know, you have a cake and you put it like this, and then you put the next one, the next one. But anyhow, so that's what it looks like. After we glue this together, the next step does say on step 7, which is what we're going to do right now, is glue, you know, the decorative side to this. It does say to go ahead and cover the circles, these areas, once we put this on here. these areas with your little circles, decorative circles, but I'm gonna wait to the end for that because we still have another whole other one to add on this side and then do the same thing. So I'm gonna wait on that. But basically, we're just gonna glue this down. That's kind of what I was saying. As far as the tabs, if some are kind of sticking up or they're not quite down, it's okay because we're gonna cover the whole thing anyhow. So let me think. You know what? I'd rather put glue on this. No, I better not. Since this side's decorative, obviously you want to follow that because you don't want to put glue where it doesn't belong. So I'm going to go throughout the whole outer edge first. All this. I'll go in each of the little kind of pie slices here, like in here. So we just go across, get that going. Okay, a little bit more in the circle here in the middle. And again, just all the same spots. I'll probably put some around here just to really get that glue tab area. Having some glue. So right on the tabs all around. Okay, kind of like we did when we first put them together. We want to put glue where it's important, essential. Those little dots there. And all around the glue tabs. Okay. And so what we can do is bring this guy in. Kind of have an idea of where you're putting it, like right there, and just start kind of matching it up. That looks pretty good. Just come more this way. And I put plenty of glue so it's not sticking quite yet. You know, it's giving me a little time to work. Get that a little more centered. I think that looks pretty good. It's gonna be, so let me just lay that down, and I'm just gonna use my hand on the inside because that's the easiest, right? Okay, I'm just gonna keep that flat so all our glue is adhering on the edges and everything, and I'll be back. It's looking something like this on this other side. Okay, so you know, I kind of let it to dry, so we're just gonna play with this in just a minute. So I'm gonna put this to the side for now, and I'm gonna go ahead and decorate my little carriages, and I think I'm gonna use pattern paper, so just to do it kind of quickly. This does cut out 4 little covers at a time, which is really nice. You need, you know, basically 12 of them, so you're gonna run this through 3 times to get little colors or covers on this area. But we have these guys. So we have 6 carriages, and we have these guys, and I'm just gonna use pattern paper, so I'm gonna cut 6 of each of these, and I'll be right back. Out, guys, I just realized I said I need 6 of them. I need 6 sets. So like this one, and then I need to cut it again. You know what I'm saying? So each one needs a pair of the large and smaller. Okay, so I have all my pieces, and I just made sure I had little sets of 4, and we're good to go. So just gonna glue these down. Again, you could do this when they were flat. However it is that you like. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 larger, 2 smaller. And I cut them together at the same time, so that way I would just crank them out and I would get a large and a small at the same time. So I will do that with all of my little carriages, and then we're going to put it together, and then we'll work on the base. And that's that. So we have our 6 little carriages ready to go. We have this again. I didn't oopsie on my other layer, so you would just repeat steps. It says 6 or 7, which are basically the steps we did to make this, right, as far as popping this in. So right now what we're going to do is put our little carriages in, and I think I'm going to have them, you know, facing in as much as I can, just to make it easy for me for the next part. But if it's easier for you for them to be facing out, maybe some out, some in, I don't know. Either way, they're basically going to go around like this, and they're pretty much the same all around, so I'm just choosing a side to pop them in. How cute is that? Oh my goodness. Actually, we can get a little quick peek. Look it. And then they turn. My thumb's in the way there. How cute. So then after this, you're going to get, again, the one that doesn't have any decoration. You're going to put that here with the nice side facing down, the side that has the tabs facing up. We're going to pop them in, right? Let's pretend this was it. You're going to pop it in here, and then go ahead and put your glue tabs down so they glue in. Now for me, since I glued this together already, I'm going to do a little something that's going to be a little more difficult. Basically, each time I'm going to go in, I'm going to try to spread these out and get that glued in this inside. And then once you've done that, just like we did before, you're going to take the nice pretty one and put it on top. Okay, and that's it. So again, repeat steps 6 through 7, but for me it's gonna be a little different. So I'll be back and it's gonna be all put together. Guys, it took a little work, but I did get that in there. Just kind of opened it up as much as I could and got those open, and there we go. There's a few that I just kind of folded over instead, but for the most part, it basically is gonna look just like what it would look like if you had, you know, if I had assembled it correctly on this one. But look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh, I know it's hard to see from this side. Oh my goodness, that is so cute. They move very freely and super cute. So let's go ahead and cover these areas up, especially on mine. So what we're gonna do is take these guys, and I'm just gonna run it through the same purple paper and bring some of that purple out here, and we'll cover that up. So I'm gonna run this through, like I said, 3 times, and I'll be right back. 12 bits here, and I just want to see about how much they cover. I'm not sure, so I'm gonna put the glue on the actual little dot there, and just hold that down. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 6 on the other side, of course. So putting a good amount of glue. Super cute. All right, okay, I'll be back. So I have my 6 and my 6, and I cannot believe how cute and sturdy this feels. Oh my gosh. And so, of course, as it dries, it'll feel even sturdier. How cute. Look how you see the little Ferris wheel, the little carriages. I mean, oh my gosh. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is we need the side, and you need 6 of that, right? So let me show you the die, this big guy. And just do all 6 because the decoration of decorative part, obviously you can do that later. So for right now, we're gonna cut out 6 of these. On, I think, a few of them, we're taking the tabs off. So if you don't want to, you know, waste the paper there and just kind of put it on the edge of your paper, then you can definitely do that, because on 4 of them, we're cutting the sides off, I'm pretty sure. And then we also need the base part. So this is the base at the very bottom, right? It's gonna be there, and then this piece is gonna be up here on either side. So for the base, it does say to do 2 of them, nice and sturdy. So if you want these to be the same color, then I would say, you know, obviously run them through the same colors, but you need 6 and 2, okay? And that is the very, very base, and then we'll do the bar that goes through it and the handle and those kinds of things. So for right now, I'm just going to cut these guys out. So this way, I'm going to cut 2 of this base. I'm sorry if it's a rough edit, and 6 of this one. You also need these side pieces, so I didn't mention that earlier. This piece here, and again, it has decoration, but for right now, you're going to need these guys too, and you will need 2 of these. So they're just gonna be on the side. The supporting structure is really this and this. And then I'll go ahead and cut the little piece that goes through here, the bar that goes through here, to attach it. Although I may not use it quite yet, but it's this one, the longer piece that makes that little like rod there. And I'll probably cut this from white paper. And these other ones, I'll make it up. I think I'm going to either do the pink or the purple just to bring that back. But either way, this is all going to be the same. And I'll be back. Okay, guys, so I have that middle piece. We'll work on that in just a minute. These are the 4 that are going to be cut off. The tabs are going to be cut off. So, you know, I just put them on the paper. However, if it ended up being a little bit off, that's fine. I'm going to take them to my guillotine and just cut these parts off. I'm not going to do all 4 at the same time, but maybe 2 at a time. Just cut off the glue tab, okay, from 4 of them. And then here we have 2 bases, 2 complete ones of the side pieces, and then these little bits that are going to be on the very side. There's 2 of them. If you want to decorate it now, again, with this one, maybe we do want to do that because it might be harder to do it after we assemble it. But what I'll probably do is put it together and then just keep it flat and go ahead and put my decorative pieces on that. So we'll just keep it kind of a separate step. So I'll be right back. We're going to start with these. So what we're going to do is glue one down. So I'm going to use the nice side kind of facing down so we can put the glue tabs with the rough side facing up. I do want to go ahead and take a moment though to score them first, just to have these guys ready. As far as these other ones that make it more sturdy, they say to do 2 on the inside, 2 on the outside. What they mean by that is 1 here and 1 here, 1 here and 1 here. So 2 on the outer pieces, 2 on the inner. We also have this piece though, and I would like to bury these glue tabs if I can. So I'm going to try to work that in along with what we're doing. So I think we are going to have to go ahead and decorate these, but in just a second. So let me put this here, and I'm going to go ahead and score this one, and I'll be right back to the side. So again, all we're doing is gluing these tabs here, 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 and then this guy over here. So I'm going to take a moment to do that. It does say to put your sturdiness, you know, one on the outside, one on the inside, so that means we're going to decorate one of the outside ones. If we decorate this, then we're going to cover it up, obviously, so we don't want to do that. So what I like to do is just bring this here and make sure it's right on the very edge. And we're going to cover this up with another piece on top. So I'm going to go to the outer edge so that the next piece that I nestle in here, see how it's kind of on the outside of that base die cut. Because if we're going to layer this guy on top just to hide the glue seams, we don't want it in a way that's not going to fit nicely. So we have that one. And I'll place this one, and then the two side pieces, and then we'll go ahead and here a couple other pieces before we move on. So that and this guy. And keeping an eye on it and making sure it's on the outer side of that. You can always, before you check, or glue to the base of this, right, the underside, the rough cut side, and then glue this piece on. I was just following the instructions and they said do that way. So there we go. And then this piece again, like I said, just a little bit outer than you would think, so that the other piece nestles in nicely. It basically has, it's divoted in exactly where you need to put that, so that's nice. I'm going to bring it out just a little bit. Kind of flattening it out at this point. And then this last bit on the other side. And that's going to be our base. And again, just on the outside. So we can definitely pop this in now if you would like, because we're not going to do any more adding in here. So if that works for you, then go ahead. I'm going to do that with the nice side facing up, putting glue on the rough cut side. What I mean by that is the nice side is the side that the die was kind of pushing into. It just looks nicer. And then the other side's the rough cut side. Okay, so see. There we go. Get that more over there. Move this one. Got a little too close there. There we go. And this side looking good, so it's gonna be something like this. Now what I'm saying is this piece here, if we just glue it later, then what was the point of covering all this stuff up? So we definitely want to cover those glue tabs up, but if I do it now, it's gonna be standing up at attention. I don't want that quite yet. So what we can do is turn this over. And we can go ahead and pick which ones we want to put on the outside. They did say put one on the outside, put one on the inside, so that's what I'm going to do. And then we're still going to have a decorative layer too. So I'm just going to choose one that I think looks good for this outer portion. Of course, we cut a piece off and we did that, you know, by eye, so you definitely want to just choose the best one that layers up for you in the nicest way. Of course, the nice side facing up. And then I'm going to do some die cutting for the inlay layer. On this other side again, whichever one you think looks the nicest. Put it out here, that looks good. And so I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down. And then I'm probably just going to do some inlay kind of thing. I was going to use the pattern paper, but then I thought, well, I kind of want to use this scroll pattern. I think it's really pretty. So I'm just going to run this through maybe some gold paper or something just to make it pop, maybe some silver, I don't know. So we'll have that. We need two if you want to do the front and the back, of course. So I'm going to run this through, tape it down so that they don't shift, right? And it cuts out. And then I'll do the same thing for the side piece, which is this, and it's already inlaid, like it's just the one piece. So I'm going to run this through the same color paper and I'll be back. So twice. For my little gold side piece, I'm going to go ahead and add those on. And then for the other ones, I'm going to stick them on the outside too. So no different, just gonna take this, glue that on here, and same thing with my other pieces, just putting glue on them and then putting them on the outside, right? And I'll back. Hey guys, check out, it feels super sturdy. I was able to just leave it and I could walk away for a little while. So the glue and everything just makes it feel so nice and sturdy. So these pieces, what I'm going to do is not put these pieces until I've attached this here. That way these little glue tabs will be embedded. So we're just going to do that right quick. And so, you know, a little glue, again, it's a little bit, I don't know what the word is. Not crooked, but like not just straight up and down, you know, it's kind of beveled in a little bit. See how that kind of comes in at an angle. So I'll hold that there for a good while, and then I'll put glue on the other side. Maybe I'll do it at the same time so I can do two at once. Put some glue and hold that there, right? And then same thing for the other side. Just bring those in with glue and hold them down. I can probably get them all done at the same time. And I'll be right back. Super easy. And so now I'm just going to take these pieces and pop them in to help with the sturdiness, although it feels super sturdy already with just the two layers that we did. you know, the base layer plus that outer one. And basically I'm just going to pop this in here. Hope you can see what I did there. And so to get in, obviously this is like angled in. I just kind of brought it past that area, so let's pretend I put glue on this. I brought it past the area and then close in. Okay, I'll glue them both down and I'll be back. While those are setting up, just drying a little bit. Look at that, super sturdy. Oh my gosh. Okay, make sure those are nice and adhered. With this guy, same thing. It's just that longer one as we did before. And if you want to really score it, score it. And then I will glue that down. And just a little glue there. Like I said, you can totally just fold it flat in half if that's easier to make good contact. So right in half, just fold it over. Okay, I'm gonna hold that for that little rod that we'll need. I'll bring back this cutie pie. I just, oh, so cute. Oh my gosh. We have extra little hearts and all these kinds of things to decorate with too, so lots of fun things. We are going to cut out just a couple more circles to help us cover the ends of this so it looks nice and finished. And that's about it, so I'll be right back. Ready to go. And I was going to go ahead and place it, but you know, let's go ahead and do one of the sides. That way we'll just have that done and then we'll finish up the other side. So as far as the little circles that help us finish it off. And so basically we have these. So you have like a washer. You need 2 of this. That's what's going to be kind of on the inside. You know, it's going to go through there, and then the little tabs are going to be glued to here. And then you want something to cover that up. So we need 2 of these. Just see and make sure they're saying 2. Yeah, 2. And then the decorative circle, of course, which is this one. And of course you can pop a little heart on there. You can use those hearts to decorate those heart areas. I mean, lots of different ways to decorate, but we'll need at least 2 of these. And if you're going to do a handle, you're going to want one of the handle. And the handle's interesting because it has a little hole here. And I know in the image it looks like this is supposed to be here, and then you have this handle. But I don't know, I was thinking maybe if I can get this in here on this side, maybe I put that there and leave this part on the outer so you hold it this way. I suppose it's whatever you want. Yeah, so I'm going to run that through also, maybe twice through something sturdy just so I can have a nice sturdy handle. It does say handle 1, but I think I'll run it twice, just depending on what paper I use. If it's super thick, that's great. If it's kind of a thinner paper, I'll do this twice. But I'll be right back. So the paper I use, the purple paper, is pretty sturdy, but I do like the idea of making the handle double thickness, so I cut it out twice, and I'll put them rough side to rough side. I believe it's symmetrical. We will see. Yep, perfect. And like I said, it has a little hole, and in the images the little hole is out here and you can turn it, but I think I'm gonna leave this on the outside. It's gonna make it so it looks like this. You know, if you rather it look like this, then you can definitely do that and put this towards the outside. It's whatever you want. But for this one, let's go ahead and start. So I'm going to put the nice side facing in so I can get some of this going here. And I'm going to put glue all over this. Actually, along with that, I'm going to put my handle. Like I said, I want this kind of embedded, and I'll do it now instead of later. So I'm going to put that guy there. And we need lots more glue. I'm putting lots and lots of glue. And then we're going to open up. Sorry, I hope I was in view there. We're going to open those guys up. And I'm going to do all at once so I can just hold it and just be done. So I'm going to take that. And I'm going to take this. And just eyeball where the center would be ish. I'm just going to hold that down. And again, I'm sorry if I'm out of the way, but I put the washer nice side facing this way, so the rough side's there. I put in my little handle, and then I put that little topper piece. So I'm going to hold all those down, and once that's ready, I'm going to put it through here. Well, actually, I'm going to put it through one of these sides, through there, through the other side, and then we'll finish it off with another washer and a topper piece. So I'll be back. Hey guys, oh my gosh, so I was just waiting for that to set up, and looking good. And so, okay, this is the crank. So, you know, I always kind of look and see what I would like for it to be the front or the back or whatever. So I'm going to put that through there. And again, this would be back, this would be the front. I mean, they're pretty much the same. So I'm just going to bring this in here and pop that through. Oh, it's nice and tight. So let's get that going. There we go. And then through the other side, right? Again, like I said, that one was nice and snug, so let's see how it goes in this other side. There we go. And then through this side here, and that is it basically. I'm going to shove it all the way through, that way I can just lay this down nice and flat and I can work on this side. Okay, so again, the ring with the nice side facing back there, and tons of glue. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't believe this is so cute. Just wrapping it up so we can play. So we'll put that there. Those guys down like that. And again, I put glue all over, and I put glue on the actual tab bits here. And then we'll bring this guy, our other little cover, and just put it on there. Oh, I had glue on my thumb. As center as I can make it. And I'm just going to hold those together, okay? So I'm basically sandwiching those glue tabs, and I'll be back. So let that for a little bit, and hopefully you can kind of see the whole project there. And I'll give you a measurement. I mean, from top to bottom, it's just over 10 inches tall. And then, of course, we kind of already had an idea of this, like 7.5 inches or so, maybe 7 3/4 diameter. Okay, let's pick this guy up. And I'm just going to bring this a little more centered, you know, push this back a little bit. Kind of get that a little more in the center. Right up to these edges. Oh, I wonder. Oh my gosh, I can't even. This is so cute. Look at the little crank. And like I said, I put the little circle up just because, I don't know, if you want to finish this off again with like another one of these guys, you can definitely do that, or just have a larger area to hold. I mean, how gorgeous is this? And you know, I didn't give you measurements on the little guys. They are like 2.5 inches wide, just over 1 inch deep, I would say. Is there another measurement? Maybe this one? 1 3/4 inches in the other direction there. And you guys, I know it's hard for you guys to see, but it works so well and so cute. Oh my goodness. So again, when we went into this area, right, into the actual Ferris wheel part, it was really snug because it needs to be snug so that when you turn this, it's turning in these circles, right, in the circles that are on the holder, and not this whole thing. Because if it was loose, it wouldn't even turn, right, because it wouldn't hold on to it. So it has to be snug here, which it was, and then it's loose on these areas so that you can turn it. I'm gonna try to turn it for you guys, maybe over here. I know it's hard to see it, but it is working like a Ferris wheel. So cute. I love it, the way they dip down and come up. Oh my gosh, I know it's really hard to see. I'm gonna see if I can. It's gonna have a different feel because obviously they're laying towards the back, but look at that. Oh my goodness. Tonic hit out of the park with this one. Super cute. Again, you know, the die's on here. It's a sizable set, but it's just a few things and it makes such a cute project. My goodness. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Tonic, for sending these items for review. I'll have the links in the description box. I'll have images coming up, and I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.